What's going on, y'all? It is September 26, 2024. My name is kennykamz, and this is The Black Show. Man, it's Thursday. Hope everybody's week is wrapping up nice, I guess that means now. So I want to talk about it's gonna be definitely a quicker episode. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do today. But I wanted to talk one more time about Diddy. Um and yeah, the Diddy videos get views, but also I really do truly think this is super important for the black community. When I look at this Diddy situation, I'm still very, very shocked that people are surprised by this. And it gives me like I don't even know how to put it in words. Like I look at people like, all right, are you lying? Or are you like fake shocked? Or because we all knew none of this stuff was inappropriate from the gate. Like, and when the people would speak out about it, we would get called conspiracy theorists or haters or like, and the black community, even till now, like this Justin Bieber stuff isn't new. His behavior makes sense to that behavior or that trauma that happened to him. Remember when he went through the crazy teenager stage? Nah, he was experiencing trauma every day. Then he got super religious and like so it's clearly something happened to dog. Like clearly something happened to dog. And people that are looking at they said him and Usher should come out. No, Usher is not a victim. He's not a victim at all. Do I think Justin Bieber is? Yes, 100%. After I seen that video with Odell Beckham and them in the club, I'm like, oh, so all them weirdo do, and now people on Facebook see for all these years while I've been calling these cats weirdos, because all this stuff was on the surface, bro. All of it was on the surface, like, and the reason why I think it happened that way is because most men now, if you didn't play sports, you have never been around a group of other guys. And the culture of that changed so much, like from when I was a kid till now, to where usually we had in our group, so my group specifically, which was a very much an outlier, we had three to four dads like in the house. And we all but we also saw like I talk about Luke. We also saw our AAU coach. We see him hang out with his friends. Man, we used to play. They played football too for Milwaukee Rec, and we would come practice with them when we was in like juniors and seniors because we was fat. You know, we was good football players. So and they were a pretty good team. So we would come practice with them. Like we saw them come over for barbecues and had drinks and like be in the basement talking shit. Like we experienced all of that. And the thing is, most men now, or like the people that's coming of age as men now, they only been around their mamas and their grandmas. And what do women do? They gossip and they talk about other people's business. And that's just what they do. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's just what women do. Like, the best way I put it, women in groups talk about people, men in groups talk about things. So a lot of these young boys, they're really like, when I say we have been demasculized, demasculized. I don't know how that works. How you supposed to say that word? You know what I'm talking about. The masculine, the D of that. Of like we don't even know how to like. Man, some of these boys that I work with for football, I'm literally just teaching them how to be a man and how to stand for something. And like I think the part that we miss so much with this in single parent homes, right? You're raising boys that are used to receiving things and not working for stuff. Like that's one of my biggest pet peeves when I see these kids that are doing awful in school, but like dressed up nice. Like if it's a kid hustling, he too smart to be in school anyways. Keep it a bug. He shouldn't be around other kids. No way. He need to be around adults. If he hustling, he need to be around adults. because he's gonna take advantage of the kids, especially the females. But when I see kids that like they're not hustling, they dress to the tens and they got 2.0, they barely graduated from school. I'm like, dog, at what point? And I see a lot of the teachers saying this now, and I think parents don't understand how bad this really got with the kids now. Like they don't respect any adults because they're not seeing any respectable. I said it in another episode, they're not seeing any respectable adults that they see in their regular life. So of course they're gonna just disrespect everybody. Like, man, I had a mechanic over. We was just chopping it up, and then he had to come down to where my parents' house was or is, and he was like, "Man, it's dangerous as shit down here." I'm like, "Bro, I know." He was like, "Man, these little cats wild." And I'm like, "The reason why it's so many shootings and stuff like that," he's like, "Bro, it's shootings on car accidents and some crazy shit happened." I'm like, "Bro, the reason why it's like that is because these all of these boys that's out here, the YNS, the young niggas, all of them out here have been raised by their mamas, so they just all emotion, all emotion." And that's the thing, like even with the females. So people don't want to admit this. This is how society works. The females adjust to the males because all females in high school are doing is trying to talk to boys. Boy crazy is a thing. Like most high school boys are focused on their sports or but now it's getting to a changeover where the boys are starting to focus on girls. Why? Again, they're raised by their mamas, so it's not their mama's fault. Their mama's just doing her regular activity, but that's what the boy is seeing. He's gonna model behavior. So if he see his mama talking to five dudes, then why is talking to five girls a issue? And then the mama will look at that like, oh, he's a dog. I'm like, no, you're a dog. Like so this is the one thing I've realized dating this dating pool now. Women will get away with whatever you let them. It's like dealing with children. That's why I'm not dating now. Cause I'm like, dog, it's like dealing with children at this point. I'm not trying to be your dad. Like I'm not doing I'm not gonna raise you. Like you a grown ass woman. I'm not gonna raise you, fam. And that's what a lot of this is, dog. Like, and I'm it's not just black women, it's liberal white women too. But those are only two groups that maneuver like this. Like they literally do everything that is meant negative that's gonna like yield a negative outcome for them. And then say, "Oh, I didn't know that was gonna." Yes, you did. I'm not playing this no more. This feigned ignorance. Like, nah, fam. Like when I say these kids, I wrote an op-ed for my Substack, right? And it was talking about lost generation. Like we lost this generation, bro. It's no way back from this, and we have to deal with the damage they're going to cause to try to alleviate some of it. But these little cats is uncontrollable, the girls and the boys. Like I was speaking on this early, a couple years ago. That's why I was so hard on Cardi B. Remember, it was a Facebook, and I got so much shit for shit like this. I was like, fam, y'all cool with Cardi B's music? Y'all kids listen to their music? Like, Cardi's an artist. She's just telling her something. Like, she's not telling her story. Telling her story is talking in the past tense. She is telling your kids to do stuff that is going to harm them eventually. Meg Thee Stallion, City, any girl, female rapper. Like, if people still think it's a conspiracy that they literally program black music to do negative things, like the prison industrial complex, that's not hidden no more. That's not no backroom meeting. Everybody know that the same people that own music own the prisons. Everybody knows this stuff. So when are we gonna start moving different with this? Like, and really calling stuff for what it's calling it. Like, it's so many things that has happened in this last 4 years that I damn near wish I didn't have a public platform for that. Cause like the amount of pushback and like just that's why I say like people don't know how rude they actually was to me. Cause it was allowed, it was a acceptable behavior societal wise to be rude to people that thought that way. But like that's why I really be like, fuck a lot of people. Like I'm good on you. I don't care what your explanation was, I'm good on you. Because it wasn't necessary to speak to me and treat me that way when all of this stuff was on the fucking surface. You were just going with the crowd like a little sheep. And I just like that's why I say like the stuff that I'm on here talking about, it's not nothing that's like takes a bunch of intellect. I'm not that smart. I'm just looking at what's happening. Like what y'all do is y'all look at what happened, and then y'all look like what happened to the TV to ask like what happened. I'm just looking at what happened. Like that doesn't make sense. And then I see the story like that doesn't add up what I just saw. But a lot of people now would take what they heard over what they saw just to fit in. And you're a coward. At the end of the day, that's coward behavior. Like, it's a couple girls specifically on Facebook. I think I'm gonna end up defriending them because I don't know them that well, anyways. But they'll sit and talk about like the Democrats and like how the Republicans are so bad and like all of them niggas is evil. One, but in the hierarchy of evil, what are the Republicans running for? They want the country to go back to what it was, right? What are the Democrats running for? Killing babies. When the base of your platform is abortion, you have no moral fucking high ground, fam. Like none, zero high ground. Like that's why I'm like, y'all. How do y'all not see that that's demonic as fuck? Your whole thing is talking about killing babies. That's it. That's what y'all running on. That's what y'all voting for. Y'all voting for the ability to kill babies. Okay, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that karma wise. Like that's why I said like I'm out of that conversation because I don't care either way. But I care one way. But like I don't have control over nobody else's decisions. That's one thing I draw the line at that. Like my opinion only applies to my decisions. Anybody else, do as you please, but you just know there's gonna be certain consequences for stuff. And that's how I live too. I know. I smoke. I know me being a smoker, yeah, it helps my ADHD, but it's also not good for my lungs. You know what I mean? So I know that. And I'm saying, okay, that's a risk that I'm willing to take for the reward it's giving me. And people nowadays don't even understand that risk reward dynamic anymore. And it's just frustrating. It's specifically that would be more of a blanket issue of American culture thing of like, bro, when you look down deep at all these doctors during COVID, right? They clearly took the money. When you look at all of these businesses, like when Americans, we'll just say we complain about shit and do no active movement to change it. Like inflation's high, inflation's high, inflation's high. I've been hearing that shit for 2 years. What has anybody done about the shit? And I'm not supposed to be upset because I'm like, bro, we paying these motherfuckers. Like, make some decisions to change some shit. Or it seems like y'all doing it on purpose. And that's what I truly believe this is all being done on purpose. I think this is all the orchestrated demise of America. And Americans are just like, oh no, stuff is just happening. Like, yeah, fam, stuff is just happening. Sure. Like, I say this, like, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, call me whatever you want to call me, but okay, a second moon is coming, right? What the fuck is that? China and the US, they have artificial moons. This is in literature already. You can find these articles. Go to marfugelnews.com, type in artificial moon, and the articles will pop up. The show will pop up, but the articles will pop up too. And now the water's all jacked up. Like, I feel like they're trying to force climate change, force the results of climate change with this water shit so they can prove a narrative. Like, you got a bunch of people manipulating and then saying stuff and then trying to make it happen. They think that's manifestation. That's not. That's evil. That's evil, bro. So it's an election. What are the most important states for the Democrats? Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia. Oh, a month and a half before the election, let's run a herd that came through there and just wreck that shit. So it's voting sucks, and now we can just do whatever the fuck we want with voting. Illegals can vote. Whoever's there can vote now because we're gonna still have it. But now it's hard to get the structure in it. So all they're doing is setting up their next move for why the election won't be able to be decided. That's it. I would guess something's going to happen on the West Coast like that too, because California is not even really Democrat. It's like if people like, and we're two adults now, too grown, to be not understanding how politics actually works. Like I see grown ass adults talking about politics like it's schoolhouse fucking rock. They know that basic level of like what the stuff like y'all don't understand the inner workings of how this shit actually works. Like it's a reason why they're all rich because they can actually buy stock and stuff that they're legislating on. That's sketchy as fuck. That's criminal behavior. Like so, you think the people that would do that also give a damn about you? And this is not just a U.S. thing. This is a worldwide thing. Like we've been so programmed to believe that governments and like these people are better than us. Like they you we I it's wild, bro. As a musician and as a rapper and all of that, I'm not intimidated by other artists. Like I'm not excited to meet nobody that's currently active in music. I'm not excited to meet nobody. I want to meet Chuck D. That's the people. Like I want to meet people for certain reasons. Like I don't want to just know celebrities. And y'all have been raised by women to where aligning yourself with powerful men, you think that's a good thing. And that's the part where black culture, I'm like, dog, when you align yourself with powerful men, you end up turning into Cassie and the city girl. And now you're an accomplice. Like, and you can think what I'm saying is crazy or all of that, but like at this point, I'm like, how are people not? This is on the surface level shit. Like I see some people like, oh, so all these celebrities, they've been saying they've been doing this shit for like 15 years. All of this has been on the surface for 15 years. You like we've been so trained to but think whistleblowers are trying to get something. Like, what do people that are talking against power people have to gain? Oh, they go get paid. What? Bro, like the logic of people, at least the people that I see are like on especially Facebook, the logic of people, I'm like, you niggas need to go back to 10th grade and start over and get some critical thinking classes. Because whatever happened to you during your adult years has broken your fucking brain. And I feel that about a lot of my people. Like our brains are broken, bro. And when your brain is broken to that extent, I truly, truly, truly do not believe that it's a fix for this. Like, this is my prediction of what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a huge natural disaster. They planned for it in Congress. They just had a meeting about that in Congress about a mass casualty event. Like that's a thing. Black people don't know nothing about that because Diddy. They're talking about EMP attacks in the country, cutting off the electricity of the country. That means no water, no gas, no food, no nothing. So how are you gonna survive? Oh, they got us in food deserts, so we won't survive. We'll kill each other, so they don't have to do it. That's how this shit works, y'all. Like we have this fairy tale of how human interactions work. That's been like Disneyfied. Like that's not how historically shit has worked. Resources are slim. People compete for resources. People die. That's the hard times make weak men, or hard times make strong men. Strong men make weak men. Weak men would make hard times. That's all it is. When resources are slim, whoever has the most power takes the resources. It's good for them. It's bad for people without the resources. People without the resources usually fail to exist. And then the people with the resources spoil their kids and then they lose the resources. That's how it goes. And we're at the lose the resources time. And it sucks, but how I flipped this, man, where like I know I got a lot more information I did in 2008 right now. So I don't even look at it as like America falling apart. I'm looking like America's open for business. And if you got your shit together, motherfuckers will pay. So like I don't understand how black people are not seeing what's happening. Like black people are delusional. Delusional. How are we not seeing what's happening as a group? Oh, it just happened to have Venezuelan gangs fighting with all the black people in the major cities. You know, Rome contracted soldiers from different countries. That was what ultimately led to the fall of Rome. Yeah, we gotta grow up. We gotta grow up. We gotta stop worrying about other people thinking we crazy because we're saying the truth. You're getting gaslit by people that don't want you to say stuff. Speak. You got to speak, because if not, that's how we got to the point where we're at now. Being quiet about these sketchy ass people. Like, that's why I'm like, bro, people wonder why I talk so slick about anybody in the fucking industry. I don't worry about them seeing shit later down the line, because you niggas is weirdos. Because all you niggas in the industry knew what was going on. Specific details. Y'all all gossip like women. So y'all all knew what was going on. The one person I know in the industry that has actually kind of plugged me in all of this shit early, if he knew all that shit, he barely in there, and he knew all that shit, then I for sure know all of this shit. Like, y'all knew all of this. Y'all knew all of it. So all of y'all are guilty to me. I don't want to work with none of y'all. None of y'all. The ones that purposely said like, nah, I don't fuck with dog, then I semi fuck with you. But the people that was like pulling Diddy's coattails, like, nah, can we bring French Montana? Can we bring Meek Mill? Can we bring these niggas to the chalking board? Like, hey, bro, what the fuck happened with you and Diddy? We done paid you a lot of money for your music, bro. What the fuck going on? Y'all do it to everybody else. Y'all do it to any black man that y'all cancel. Y'all did it to Kanye because he said that some Jewish people were taking his money, which they were. Y'all did it to Kyrie because he did a tweet and wouldn't take a shot that ultimately hurt a ton of people, allegedly. They did it to Carmelo Anthony because of the same thing. People don't know why Melo got like kicked out of the league. Melo did the same exact thing Kyrie did with the Black Israelite thing. Same thing on his YouTube live. Like, and they booted him out, wouldn't give him no job no more. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, y'all act like this shit isn't how it's ran because y'all want to be a part of it. Because y'all think it's fun up there. It's not, bro. Them niggas hate their lives. They don't actually have money because all that shit could get taken away. That's the one thing where that's what made me go so hard. Like, nope, I'm doing this at 100 independent. The most I would do is a distribution deal, and I got to at least be in favor of the percentages of that. It's got to be more in my favor because really, these niggas hate their lives. They ain't got no, like, anything that they do wrong, everything gets taken away. Watch what's about to happen to Jay-Z, dog. And that was my favorite of all time. But I realized I loved Rockefeller, what they represented, and that was more Dame. Jay was just the face of it. Now realizing it was Dame that I appreciated, and it makes sense because it's Dame who I rock with now. So like, it was back in the Rockefeller days. That's what it was. It wasn't really Jay. It was Dame procuring that shit and Jay wearing it. Like, or a better way to say, Dame designing it and Jay wearing it. But again, I don't want to get too much on my black folks, man. And also, I want to mention something. I said about a month ago, Candace Owens will be the biggest person in media history, bro. And the story that she just broke in these last 2 days, y'all, it's a story I knew for a while. Like I said, from my editing stuff, I know stuff, but you can't really present it if you don't want to do the digging. And the way that girl is able to research, I got to meet Candace Owens. Not on like some dating stuff. Like, it's the amount of respect I have for her. Like, that's sister for real. Like, that's like my twin. That's how I feel. Like, that's like my girl twin. But the story that she's breaking on Kamala Harris, I'll give you the overviews of it because I know y'all don't care for Candace, which is stupid because white people told you not to like a black girl. Okay. But Candace found out, got the birth records, got the actual images of this shit, that essentially the black side of Kamala Harris that they're trying to fake, she acted like the help were her grandparents. What white man you know marry a slave woman in the 1800s, early 1900s? Come on, fam. And her family owned the town. Like, Kamala Harris really isn't black. I thought she was at least Jamaican. I believe that story at least. Now that story isn't true either, I'm like, oh, what does this mean? And I posted on Candace thing. I'm like, we need to start looking into all these celebrities. I got a feeling all of these celebrities are essentially what Drake is. All of them. I'm guaranteeing all these niggas came from privileged households and was placed around these people. These gangster rappers, these hood rappers. Because even if and I love Pac, but if you go into Pac's backstory, Pac became a gangster as an adult, bro. He was in art school. He was all feminine and shit. Like, a lot of this shit don't make sense. And for me, the reason why I've been so skeptical is a lot of this shit, like, that's how my brain, if a puzzle doesn't fit in a piece doesn't fit in the puzzle, my brain can't see the full picture. So I'm looking for that piece. And like, none of this has made sense for me since I like started understanding the inner dynamics and the inner workings of how music and entertainment work. I'm like, none of this makes sense. None of these people's backgrounds make sense. None of them. Where are their cousins? So 2 years ago, my first EP I put out, As It Was, purposely put me and my cousins on the cover. People know I got cousins, and my cousins, you can talk to them. Like I said, all of them don't like me, but that's cousin shit, so it's okay. I love all of them, and hopefully they love me. They don't got like me. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of here for this episode. It's too long, y'all. Just we gotta start seeing through the bullshit, y'all. Got to. And shout out Candace Owens, man. And again, y'all, got Jaded out. Y'all probably gonna hear that after this. Let's Get It is out. Y'all gonna see the cover probably, maybe. I might not put that on that one. But go stream the music for me, y'all. Music is the passion side. Right now it's still kind of a hobby, and I was talking cash shit about Facebook and got my biggest face. I was talking about Meta so bad. Because dog, I would have something up. Like, I guarantee if you're seeing this, I'm surprised you're seeing this. I have been shadow banned since I started everything. And it's because I had a couple wrong posts at a couple wrong times. COVID ruined my social medias pretty much, and I don't want to start them over. But Meta did give me my biggest payout that I've ever gotten from Meta. So I'm like, all right, y'all give me a little quiet. Y'all can pay me a little bit. Like, I would still talk shit because y'all still shadow banning my shit, but we on a little bit better terms. Y'all gonna actually pay me my money. All right, y'all. It's kennykamz, y'all. Have a good rest of y'all week. Have a good rolling into the weekend. Y'all might see me in the streets this weekend. I don't know yet. I don't know. Y'all got a haircut, so I cut my beard, so I'm like, feeling kind of fresh. I might do it. Holla at me, y'all. Again, studio is open. You need some studio time. You're in the Milwaukee area, come holla at me. We are down in the 3rd Ward. We are a block between Public Market and Summerfest. Right by the white folks, y'all. Come fuck with me. It's kennykamz, y'all. I'm out. Peace.
Pray God don't let it get to me. Pray God don't let it get to me.
Made it to the lobby from the fold. Gold in the sun, got the silver on me. Pride in the hood like Obi with the J. We was waiting on the days I was talking about parades. Yo, we really fucked the rain. Watch some niggas play charades. Northside raised me. Damn near made me crazy. Tough skin, get that. Now we coming for the get back. I was made in the hood though. I was raised in the hood though. Yeah. We did a little dirt, but flowers they did grow. So we good though. Hey, gone nigga, run it up before they get it. Cause you know they with it and you know they wouldn't. So you probably shouldn't. You know they love you, so they probably wouldn't. You just doing something that they probably couldn't. To the top, nigga probably footing. Keep it steady, young niggas watching. Set the standard, make them niggas watch it. Hey. Yeah. It's BMG.